Hey guys, it's Patrick. Checking in to do a video update. It is. Oh wow. It is, Tuesday, February 7th, and I think that makes exactly, 14 months on testosterone for me. I took yesterday, Monday, and today off of work. Um, Monday to really go have a full day to like go around and change my name everywhere. So I went to the RMV, I went to Social Security, and I went to the bank, and figured that was a really good start of changing my name. And I also called my health insurance, and my partner has to do it through her work, since I'm on like her insurance. So that's pretty good, I think. There's going to be tons more stuff to do, but it's good to like start to figure that shit out. And I have a temporary license with a new picture, which I look a lot different in my last picture. I definitely, like, I feel like if you look at it, and especially with seeing my new name, like, it just looks like a guy's license, which, kind of what I'm going for. And today is Tuesday, which I also have off from work because I am a glutton. Um, and I am waking up slow and drinking coffee and build a fire, and it's awesome. Um, I got up like at 7, like I typically do for work, but I just have a whole full day of like doing absolutely nothing, so it's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna keep the fire going, drink some coffee, drink some tea, read some books, and I figured it was a good time to update as well. So yeah. Coffee. Let's see. I'm gonna kind of give you a full rundown of what's been going on. So I just want to back up a little bit and say that, like, things are getting closer to passing, I feel. Like, yesterday when I was in the RMB, I had to wait for like half an hour and sit there and watch the numbers change and sit there some more and sit there some more. So, it's like this big box room with tons of people in it, right? Who are all watching each other because they're totally bored. And there's 2 bathrooms. One is here and it says men's, and one is over here, like on the other side of the room, and it says women's, and I had pee. So I just walked right into the men's room and, like, peed. And nobody, like, batted an eye. So I think that's cool. I wish I, like, had a little, like, radar that I could, like, just hold up to people secretly and be like, how are you reading me? Are you reading me as a guy? I really want to know, but I don't get to know unless they call me ma'am, and then I know. But, yeah, so, I don't know. That's a good sign, right? Maybe? I can't wait. Like, at the same time of, like, being really excited for those things happening, I also can't wait for, like, to stop thinking about that shit all the time. Like, some people just actually go to the grocery store and buy food, you know? I can't even fathom such a thing. But I'm sure I'll be a whole lot less anxious, and that'll feel good. So, yeah. And I should also back up about a week, just about. So, for the past, I don't know, month plus, I've been wanting to call my dad, and I've been wanting to call him not just to check in and see how he's doing, and, for him to see how I'm doing, but also to, like, have one of those real conversations about my transition, because we've had less than a handful of actual real conversations about my transition. And, my dad is the kind of guy who's like a man of few words, and he lives in Tennessee, and back when, I was younger, like, we got to have real conversations, but it all started around just, like, quietly sitting around a table, drinking coffee, like, having small talk, and it's really hard to, like, manifest those hard conversations over the telephone when you're not looking at each other, like, when you're already kind of awkward, and, so for the past month plus, I've been like every day driving home from work, finding dad on my cell phone, like almost hitting send, and then putting the phone down and like driving home. So that went on, and then finally last week, I was like, send! And my dad answered, and we had small talk for a while with like heavy silence in between. Where like it was interesting because it was like elongated silence, and I think we both knew, and we both stayed on the phone. And then finally, I was like, "So I know a lot of things have changed," and like we kind of didn't say what it was for a little while, but started talking about it, and then there we were talking about my transition, and it was a phenomenal conversation. It's not like I left that conversation being like perfect, but I left that conversation just like looking up to the sky with like immense relief, being like, that felt so good. There was a lot of I love yous no matter what. There was a lot of I always feel better when we talk, like it just felt so good. There's a lot of like we should keep doing this. So that was, I think, last Wednesday. Last Thursday, or maybe last Friday, actually, 2 days later, I got a call. Well, I got a message from my sister telling her to call, and then I called her, and she told me that my dad had had a heart attack, and was in the hospital. And my dad's had a heart attack before. My dad's had surgery on his lung before because of cancer. My dad, like, continues to smoke, but apparently now is quit for good. And he was, like, in the ICU for a couple of days, and it was scary, and interestingly timed in terms of my perspective, but he's okay now, and he's back home, and he can't really talk too much. He's still recuperating and, like, in and out of sleeping and stuff, but certainly out of ICU, and I think in the clear at this point. But it was one of those times in life, interestingly, where, like, obviously that's really heavy, but I just remember driving home from work, like, when my dad was still in the ICU, and every, like, life just feeling more significant. That feeling of, like, lightness after I got off the phone call with him, and just, like, aliveness was with me again. So it's been, an interesting, heavy week that, ended well, and I'm excited to talk to I'll be more relieved to talk to my dad again, but that's kind of what's been going on. In terms of my transition, I kind of already touched on that. Things are low and slow still, moving progressively closer and closer to where I want them to be. And, I guess I'll end here. Alright, bye guys.